Good morning, broadcasters. 360 Seconds News and Commentary for Broadcast Professionals is on the air. I'm Maria Koladova from TKT. Let's discuss the latest technological news with our respected expert, Philip Grossman. Don't forget to give the program a like. This year's NAB show took place April 13th to 17th in Las Vegas. Philip, you were there. What did you see that really stood out to you?
Yeah, well, of course, we all know about the Red Nikon merger, and the big news there was that they finalized it the day of or day before the show. So it is final. Nikon now, or Nikon as it's actually pronounced, is now owner of Red. But I'd say probably the thing, there are all kinds of manufacturers, touting brand new things at NAB, and the joke is always whatever they announced at NAB gets released at IBC and vice versa. But I'd say probably the thing that was most impactful potentially to the industry was Blackmagic's adoption of SMPTE 2110. So Blackmagic is a producer of great equipment, usually targeted, in the middle to upper tier, as well as low end high schools and colleges and stuff. And you would have assumed, or I would have assumed, they would have adopted the NDI protocol. But they really went full force into the SMPTE 2110. Which is the, quote unquote, the professional broadcast, the replacement for SDI or digital SDI. And they did it in some unique ways. One, I think really shows their understanding of I guess it's the fear potentially of switching to something's unknown is they produce their own network switch. Now, a lot of people go, well, why would you produce your own network switch? You've got Arista, you've got Cisco, go all the way down to Netgear. But what they did is they produced a switch that on the backside has 16 10 gig ports for connecting SMPTE 2110 devices and two 100 gig ports on it. So they've adopted that 100 gig infrastructure. And more importantly, when you flip to the front side, it looks like a router panel. So it really simplifies how those who are unfamiliar with SMPTE 2110 could operate in this environment, making it feel like a regular SDI plant. And then secondarily, I think that I don't, this one's going to take a little bit of time to see how it nets out, but they've introduced their own sort of lightweight compression codec for SMPTE 2110 UHD or 4K 60p. The problem with UHD 60p and 2110 is it's just over the 10 gig limit. It's like 10.3 gigabits per second. And so they've adopted sort of their own lightweight codec to get them below that, and they're supposedly going to open source it. So the question will be, do others adopt it? Is it going to be, it's not similar to NDI, but there are other things out there like JPEG XS that is sort of the industry standard for compressed 4K. So that will be sort of we'll see where that one goes. It could be very interesting if a lot of people adopt it. It really will sort of help drive 4K in the 2110 environment.
Hey, and is there anything else? I know that you were talking to us a little bit before the show about some lenses.
Yeah, so I'm always enamored by lens technology. Started out optical engineering and switched to illumination engineering, so I like light. And Laowa or Venus Optics Laowa lenses are really creating some very interesting lenses. And for the personal work that I do, I'm always looking for something that's very fast and wide angle. And with the adoption of the RF and the mirrorless mounts and various cameras, that Laowa's come out with a 10 millimeter, I believe it's an f2.8, 2.9, zero distortion lens, and it is tiny. It is really, it's amazing. You can take that lens and sort of tilt it just a little bit, and there's very little distortion. And I've used some of the other manufacturers 11 to 20 zooms, and there's a lot of distortion when you aren't straight on in a rectilinear fashion. So that was interesting. And then I've never thought about cinema lenses for myself because I'm still a hard still shooter. But again, Lavo has come out with some amazing compact zoom lenses, cinema zoom lenses, and they completed their set of Ranger with a 16 to 30 T 2.9. So that's pretty amazing what they're doing with these lenses, and I'm really looking forward to picking up one or two, although my bank account may not be.
Can you talk a little bit more about the impact of this?
Yeah, it's the fact that they're affordable now to the up and coming cinematographer. You're getting lenses that don't have breathing, that have amazing optical qualities, and really because of the focal lengths, you're going to be able to do some unique things with them, like that 10 millimeter on, say, a red Komodo or Komodo X. It is a full frame lens in a car. So not having to go to a sort of a GoPro type lens or system really is going to be great. And then of course the cinema zooms, they're Ranger, and they actually have a Ranger Light model, which is really a very lightweight version of them. I think they're less than 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds. And price wise, I think you can get the set for maybe $3,000 to $6,000 in that range. I forget exactly. I think it's close to 5,000 for the set of three. So the fact that they're making high quality lenses accessible to, the entry level cinematographer is really going to, I think, drive the industry and make a change.
Great. Well, many thanks to our expert, Philip Grossman, for telling us about this year's NAB show. And don't forget to comment on the news that we've discussed. See you next Monday at the same time. Goodbye.